Welcome back. Straight up extra dirty.
Oh, yes. I feel like I've been gone forever.
Girl, if you travel anymore, like I swear to God, sparking up the freaking frequent flyer miles.
Well, I'm trying to. I'm still trying to make that Mile High Club, Mikey G. It's
Uh,
still not happening.
Girl, if I told you how many times I made that mile high,
Oh, my
I
God.
got frequent flyers on the mile high.
My God. Well, you know what's really interesting is like I went to Tahiti, and then I went the other way, and I went to Italy, and it's the 10-hour flights. Tahiti was a little bit more than that, but like I spent a lot of time on the I'm like on the internet searching, and all of a sudden like Brad and Angelina come up again, and I'm like, now what? These people have been divorced. They already went through their shit. Like, what's going on here? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, the kids are like graduating college and they're changing their name.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes divorce is like something that goes forever. Like just because you've actually signed the papers and it's over, if you have children, it's never really like a done deal. Like there's always like something going on.
But like, did she like, what was her, like, what did she gain from this? So the kids hate their dad? Does that make you a proud mom, Angelina? Sorry, I am a Brad Pitt fan, but at the same time, be respectful. You chose to have 12 kids with this man. I mean, granted, I would have just loved to have sex with him 12 times. But
She didn't pop them all out either. There's some of her adopted.
No,
yeah.
You chose this man to have children with, and now you're going to turn around, you're going to shit talk him because things didn't work out with you in a marriage? There's another reality star. I mean, there's plenty of reality stars on the Housewives that are in the midst of divorces. Some are being really cool about it, and some aren't. Like, they're again talking their ex. Like, that's all going to come back. And
it does come back.
Are you going to
It's
be
like,
proud? Like, does that make you a
right.
cool mom?
And
I don't
nowadays
think
everything's
so.
on record. So it's like,
Yeah.
like everybody sees everything. Everything's on socials. And so you have to be really careful about what you say about your exes in front of your kids, you know?
Exactly. And do you think, like, is that a proud mom moment? Oh, your kids want to change their name
Do you think
to your
she
name?
poisoned? Do you think she poisoned them?
1,000%. Yeah.
But what if he was
poisoned them.
drunk and being sloppy in front of the kids?
Then he goes and he gets help. And then when he gets help,
But
and
maybe,
he turns-
maybe the kids made their own decision to change their names because of that.
well, children are children, right? But these children are now adults. So now you can't even, now it's the children that you have to kind of look at and be like, okay, well, mom talked your dad this whole time.
Right.
And he did pulled himself out of the hole that he was in mentally and all that kind of stuff from what we could see. I mean, I don't know them personally, but from what I see. And you know what? You should have had your kids in therapy. You're not a therapist. You're just talking, and to me, it's brainwashing. And now...
But how do you know she didn't take the kids to therapy?
because nobody's talking about it. All they're doing is talk. What therapist would say, you're right, change your last
do
name?
you admit that you go to therapy?
Yes, I do. And I've been in therapy. My parents got divorced. Listen, I heard all the talking. But I was smart enough. Once I became an adult, like, I understood, like, I'm going to grow up and have my own problems. Like, why were their marital problems, my parents' marital problems,
Become theirs, yeah.
my problem? Like, that's not fair.
But maybe their issue is with him because he wasn't a good father.
Well, what do you think she's a good mother? Who talks their exes and they become a godsend? Please give me a break. If the kids are changing their name, you know that the talking has to be as bad could be. And I have no respect for women that talk their exes like that because, as you know, I have an ex, and when our problems were with us, even though Dominic was. It all started around when I was pregnant with him, but I never talked to my ex-husband. My son didn't know until our reality show why we actually got divorced, because he's got to be able to be the one to make his own decisions.
Right.
And
my mom did the same. My mom did not. She did not.
Because your parents are divorced too, right?
My parents got divorced when I was 5 years old, and my mom never once trashed my dad, and my dad never once trashed my mom.
Same.
They never got us involved.
Same.
So I see where you're coming from when it comes to like poisoning your kids, because your kids look up to you as a parent, and they look for you for guidance. And if you're a parent and you're
Right.
going against the other parent, it's kind of just not really a good look.
No, and it's not a good look for either one of them. But like the point is, like you made those decisions, so and nobody's perfect.
How do you think they do family vacations though?
Well, yeah, that's got to be interesting.
I mean, like we're coming up to summer here, like so it's like
Yeah.
what do you do when it comes to family vacation, like when you're a split family?
Well, I think the benefit goes to the kids, right? I mean, it's like mom's taking them away, dad's taking them away. I mean,
But what if you want to go with one and you don't want to go with the other? Like,
well, there's some kids out there that'll just flat out say they don't want to go. And then you can figure out where that's coming from. But I don't know. I mean, look, when I was separating vacations with Jimmy, when I got divorced, I wanted to make sure that Dominic never missed out on the family vacation. So I always took him on a vacation. I called it a mommy and me vacation. And we traveled, but it had to be a combination.
Oh, you mean you went with just Dominic? I thought you meant you took your ex on the vacation too.
No, what are you, nuts?
You're going to bring your ex like,
really?
We'll sit him in the back and we'll take first class in the front.
Why, do you think that would be appropriate?
I think like it depends on the unit. Like I feel like also in today's day and age, like co-parenting looks a lot different than it used to.
Yeah.
I feel like the more generations, the newer generations are more aware of what they do with their children.
Yeah.
Like, and how they can screw their children up. But I have met plenty of people, and being a hairdresser, girl, we hear it. We hear it all. I hear it all.
Like, what's one of the wildest divorce stories you heard with the kids? Like, because all this stuff comes down to like,
how about
control.
like living with someone that you're completely emotionally and physically detached to, so you have no like connection with this person, right? And you're co-parenting under the same roof for 15 years, and you only wait till the kids go to college to actually do the split.
I'm hearing a lot about that.
That happens. That's very common.
Yeah, people are like breaking up because they're an empty nest, and they're like, oh, well, now what? You know what I mean? Like, they look at each other like...
But this particular person, like, was in a relationship with this person for 15 years, but they were putting on a show for the kids.
Right.
Like, they were doing it for the kids.
Right. And that's dangerous, too, because, it's just, like, what are they going to do? It's just, like, they learn from our behavior as parents, and, you have nephews, they look up to you. Like, they learn from behaviors. And I think that while kids may be resilient, they see right through everything, if they're not jaded so much, if they're not brainwashed into thinking whatever. But I don't know. I think that the family vacations,
but I don't
think I would go away. Like, I have a decent relationship with my ex.
You wouldn't go away with him, and
well, now we do, but that's like.
I mean, hello, you were on TLC and had a whole show about, and you went on vacation with his wife and him. I mean, so you can't really. I'm just saying, but Dominic wasn't even there, so like that makes it even crazier. But the whole thing is like, if you're doing it with kids, it's like one thing. It's like like. Maybe dad likes to do something that mom doesn't like to do, like the whole camping thing, like you wouldn't catch my mom camping for nothing, but my dad would take me camping.
I just think it's false hope. Like you asked before, like, should they go together? Should the families go together? And it's like, why confuse the kids if they're young? If they're really young, why confuse the kids? Why let the kids think mommy and daddy, oh, this is normal. This is the way a marriage is supposed to be. No, it's not. They want to see love and compassion and just, fun. That's not, to pretend like, oh, let's go on a family vacation because it should be a family vacation. Look, they separate their units, right? You had your own unit with dad, right? And you had your own unit with mom. Same with me. Same with Dominic, with my son. So it doesn't make it...
Well, in the example my parents made, they like, at a very young age, they basically, I understood that they loved each other, but they couldn't be with each other.
Right.
Like it's, some loving somebody and liking somebody are two different things.
Right.
Like, I find that most people who are getting married now, they get married later, they they take their time. They want to
Right.
make sure that they're friends first, because you have to be friends. Like, that's a proper way
Right.
to, you know,
Well,
have a
that's-
healthy relationship. Like, you don't want to just,
No, well,
if somebody doesn't have your back, like, it's hard to have
they
be
should.
married to them.
Well, I don't know. So that's a whole other show we should do about, do you want to be friends with somebody first before lovers? Because I am not 100% on that. Like, I think, like, like, the attraction and what have you, like, sometimes that could be so, like, being attracted to somebody and then eventually building the friendship, building the relationship, as opposed to, I don't know. I have some male friends that, you know, before I met Jack, I don't think I would want to be in a physical relationship.
Like, this is a
And we
whole
could be
nother
really
episode,
good
because
friends.
we're
It
talking
is.
like
All right,
friend
we're moving on.
zoning.
Yeah.
We're talking about friend
Friends
zoning,
with
you know, like,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that does happen. Like, you
Yeah.
meet somebody, you become friends, and then
Yeah.
they're in the friend zone. Like, you can never see
Yeah,
yourself
like, how do
romantically.
you see, like, yeah, it's like, I don't know.
I mean,
about
even
that.
like for me with Michael, like when we met, like, you know,
It was instant. Like, you guys were you just
for
banged it out.
him, not for me. Like, I think, like, for
Didn't you
me,
just-
like, it was more, yeah, it was more like there was like that physical connection. We had like a good connection, and like, he wasn't my friend first, you know, he
Right, well,
became my
Jack
best
wasn't
friend
my
over
friend
time.
first. I mean, you know, he was not my friend first. Jimmy wasn't my friend first.
Right.
No. No.
No.
We'll talk about that another time, because, you know, but going back to, like,
Family vacation,
vacations,
yes.
I have seen, so I have a friend of mine, her daughter, you know, she's in her 20s, you know, getting divorced, which is really sad. But I see her with the soon-to-be ex together with their two very young children, you know, doing things that they would have done if they were still together. But I'm like, again, that kind of gives false hope to kids. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Do you think
I don't know.
divorce is easier when you get older for the children?
No, I actually don't.
I think it's actually more complicated.
I think it's more complicated because they don't understand, like, what the hell happened. Like, here's the thing with Jimmy and I, with Dominic, when people talk about divorce and they think of divorce, especially kids, they think the parents don't talk to each other. They hate each other. They're this, they're that, they're that. So he didn't understand because Jimmy and I were friends.
Right.
And I said, Daddy and I were better off friends than husband and wife.
Right.
And we agreed to it, and we moved on from it. Did he need to know the dirty details? Did I shield him? Because he could see what was going on.
Well,
Even
and
at a
that's-
young age,
so
he
this
could see
goes
what was
back to
going
the
on, but
Angelina
I didn't-
thing.
Right. And
Because
she's
as
just
get
fucking-
older, they start to figure it out on their own, and that's my whole point.
No,
like, if I'm not saying that your ex-husband is, but like if your ex-husband is a douchebag,
Right.
your kids are going to see that regardless as they become adults, because you start to become peers with your
Right.
parents in a way as you
Right.
get older. I mean, they're still your parents; they'll always be your parents,
Right.
and hopefully you have some sort of
Right.
respect for your parents, but.
Right.
As you get older, you start to see that they cut and bleed like you do,
Right.
and the playing field becomes more level.
Right.
So you kind of like get that whole like, okay, well maybe dad's a douchebag, and that's why mom divorced him.
Right, but
you know, like my
maybe
dad
was a douchebag, but was he a douchebag dad, or was he
See,
a douchebag
my dad was
husband?
not a douchebag, and he was actually a great husband, and he was a great father. But, you know, they just were like oil and water. They didn't
Right.
mix. So,
Right.
like, it just didn't work. They loved each other, but it didn't work. Like,
Right.
And the reason my parents split was because they didn't want to raise their children in a friction environment
Right.
where the two of them were always in friction.
Right.
Because it's not healthy. So, you know, there's so many things. But when we talk about vacation, my dad I always had the best vacations with my dad, and we would do hardly anything. I mean, we would go to like motels and like build tents in the living room of the hotel room, like on the floor, and sleep on the floor in sleeping bags and stuff.
Right.
And those were some of my favorite memories. I mean, don't get me wrong, absolutely loved like scuba diving and doing all those things too, but like it was the experience with my parents, and the experience was different from my mom as it was with my dad. It wasn't even necessarily a good cop or bad cop. It was more like the fun was different, you know?
Yeah.
My dad's vibe was very different.
Yeah, and I think, and that's why I think you've got to set the stage right where when you're getting divorced, it's like, don't give them false hope, because all the kids, listen, even as an adult, you still want your parents to get back together deep down inside. You don't want to share
It's a freaking
them.
parent trap.
It is a parent trap. And I'm guilty of it. I'm part of a blended family, so I'm sure there's that going on as well. But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, it didn't work. And with Dominic, he would have very different vacation experiences with Jimmy as he would with me. I would take Dominic to Europe. We traveled all over the world. And with Jimmy, it was the boats. So he got the simple life and this jet setting life with Mom, but he could appreciate both. It's not a play off of who's better than the other. That was what we would have brought to the marriage, to the family dynamic, but it wouldn't have been a happy time. So when we would go away, when he was with his dad, he was happy. Like, I wouldn't be happy just, camping. Like, that's just not going to be my thing. But he loves it with his father.
Which, by the way, stay tuned for that. We're planning a camping trip.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to bring LA.
As long as there's an air conditioner. I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting into any tent or any camper without air. It's got to be air.
I'm going to hit you like the Salt wife, like the Salt Lake City housewives. Like, I'm going to pick you up with a Winnebago, and then I'm going to be like, but you're camping outside.
That is not, I will not. The only time you'll see me resting in dirt like that is when I'm dead. And I don't even know if my body's going to be in there or not.
It all depends.
I know. But no, I mean, like, so I agree. Like, I don't know. I guess it's different. I agree with what you're saying. Like, you had that different experience with both parents. Now, if they were together, would you have still done the same things with both of them? I mean, for me, I don't know. I would have, because we had to.
The experience would have been different.
It would have been totally different.
My mom would have been like, if you brought my mom to the Everglades with a tent and said, here, build a fire, like, my mom would have been like, she would have hung, but she would have definitely been like in the background, like, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. And Jimmy wasn't the one that wanted to, like, travel all over the world. He was very happy in his, 5-mile radius of, Long Island. And, we had boats. And so, he continued boating on Long Island after we got divorced. And, so Dominic, grew up on a boat, but, it's just different. I don't know. I just think I get the family vacation. I still love the family vacation. I turned into a kid all over again, traveling with him this summer. And, it's just a whole different experience. So I just think that parents need to zip it, let their kids make their own decisions. And they don't realize the harm they're doing, or some of them actually do. Some of them are vicious, and they know exactly what they're doing and setting their exes up for disaster, and I think the other parent just needs to be a bit more recognizing that and really stepping up to the plate and telling these kids that there's another side. There's 3 sides to every story.
There's always 3 sides, yes.
So, I like going back to like Angelina and Brad Pitt and some of these housewives that are going through their shit. Like, I love Kyle Richards on Housewives of Beverly Hills. I adore her. And, she's smart, man. She whatever is going on with her Mauricio, she keeps it on the down low. She brought her kids up on television. And her marriage, and their marriage.
And she comes from Hollywood too. So
yeah, but she's smart. Like, she's like, these.
Do you
are my
think
kids.
they're smart because they've experienced a lot, like her and her sister? Like,
no, I think they're smart. She's smart in not bringing her kids into the drama and talking Mauricio. Mauricio doesn't need to be talked. Whatever he's doing is out there. Mm-hmm. People are finding out about it. The kids will find out about it. But then you have another housewife that's out there blasting him on shit, and it's like, girl, I adored you at some point.
Or you have the one that's in total denial, and it's all on camera, girl. Ugh. Receipts. We all see what's happening.
Exactly.
You want to sweep it under the rug. I'm like, you're going to have to find another planet to sweep it under, because everybody can see what's going on,
Exactly. I mean,
it's
and
crazy.
this is the world we live in, is reality TV. This is what people watch to take us out of our own drama. We tune into somebody else's drama, but you learn from that. There was actually a scene in, and I love Bravo, and I do like the Housewives, and one of, Beverly Hills is one of my top favorites. And there was a scene where Kyle and Mauricio went back to the house that one of the other castmates bought, and she broke down, and I cried hysterically when I watched it, and I wish I had her number, because I wanted to say, I know exactly how you feel. I did the same exact thing. You walk from room to room. Was this the house we were supposed to? Was this the house we were supposed to marry all our kids out of? We were going to grow old together. Who was getting, whatever the events were that were going on. Then you start to look at the different rooms about, what happened in the past. I live that. I know that. So, Kyle, if you're listening, I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to have you on the show, because I relate so well to her, and we are in the same age group. And I did meet you backstage at Bethany's show years ago in New York City with my mom. But anyway, so seeing that scene triggered something in me. And I was just like, you know what? That is a strong woman who respects the father of her kids. She, and whatever was going on in their marriage was not relative to the kids.
Right.
So going back to vacation, no, I don't want to share a vacation with my ex-husband. I don't think that makes any sense for anybody at any age. I just don't. I think that you're setting these kids up for false hope, and you have to show them that life does go on. Love happens. Love hurts.
But being civil and going on a trip together doesn't necessarily mean you're getting back together.
As long as the kids understand that they're not. Like some of them are young that they don't know. Like my friend's daughter, for instance, these kids are too young. They don't understand what's going on. They just know daddy doesn't live in they don't see daddy every morning or every night. But, they went skiing.
My dad used to send my mom flowers for every Mother's Day, every birthday, even after my mom got remarried.
Yeah. But Jimmy did the same thing. Jimmy called me every wedding anniversary. I mean, my point is, it's what the kids see as a family. They see, yeah. Right. Yeah. And, but to each his own, I guess.
Well, straight up.
Anyway.
That's how it is, right?
That's all I have to say about that. Although I actually have a lot to say, but I guess we'll have to continue this conversation. So, cheers, Mikey G, to another fantastic conversation over family vacations.
Yes.
And family dynamics, divorce. I mean, could we wrap this up?
I mean, most households experience divorce, unfortunately.
Exactly. And we want to hear from you. What's
your opinion on it?
Yeah, what's your opinion? What's your experience on it? So, on that note, catch us. Till next time. We'll see ya.
Straight up.
Extra dirty. Wait a minute. I'm straight up. You're extra dirty.
Let's do that again.
All right. Straight up.
Extra dirty.
Cheers.
Cheers.